We are looking at the Section 4 notes, and we're going to be dealing with box plots and the 5-number summary. Now, whenever we're dealing with lists of numbers and we're going to start doing the 5-number summary, the first thing you always need to do, so always do, put the list of numbers in order. In order, and you're going to go from smallest to the biggest. You always want to make sure your list of numbers in order. Sometimes you'll get the list of numbers and they'll already be in order for you, and that's really handy. Sometimes they will not, so you need to make sure you put them in order. Always do that first. Now we're going to go through the 5-number summary. So 5-number summary. As you can imagine, there are 5 numbers in the 5-number summary. You have the minimum. Sometimes it's just called the min, and that is the smallest. That number is the smallest number. Whatever number is the smallest is the minimum. Then you have quartile 1. Also sometimes just called Q1. And that is the number that's a fourth the way through. Now, that might seem a little weird at first, but quartile sounds a lot like quarter. And quarter is a fourth of a dollar. A quarter of anything is 1/4 of something. So going 1/4 the way through the list is where you're going to find the first quartile. So 1/4 of the way. Through the list. In the middle you have the median, sometimes abbreviated MED. That's halfway through the list, so half of the way. We then have quartile number 3. Sometimes just called Q3. That's the number 3/4 of the way through the list. And then we end with our maximum, also known as just the max, and that is the biggest number. Some other words that you should be familiar with are going to be range and interquartile range. So when you see range, that's going to be the max minus the min. It's how far apart the max is from the min. So you just take the max, subtract away the min, and that is your range. It's how far apart the biggest and smallest numbers are. The we're going to sound this one all the way out, quartile range, sometimes abbreviated IQR. That is the range between the quartiles, and that makes sense because the range is how far apart they are. Interquartile means between the quarters, or the quartiles, between quarter 1 and 3. So we're going to take the third quartile and subtract away the first quartile, and that will give us the interquartile range.